So first,
Absolutely.
and I was
Let's dig it all up.
oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also podcast. Today we have a very special guest. You may know him from Vanderpump Rules, Season 12, Episode 1, the man with the mustache. Please welcome Dog Davis.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alicia.
We
Meredith.
are so excited to have you.
Thank you.
I bet you didn't think that your life would be like this. One day you'd become a star on Bravo.
3 seconds of standing on the sidewalk has turned into a little mini career. I'm enjoying it.
Let me tell you, the Bravo fan base, we love a random cameo. So this was perfect. But first, can you introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do? Give us a little elevator pitch about you.
My name's Dog Davis. I've had every entry-level position in the movie industry without ever advancing. Was a script reader, a production assistant, a studio page, and for 40 years, or for 30 years, I was a union laborer at a movie studio.
Wow.
I retired earlier this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you know, remember a couple of years ago there was some writer strike and an actor strike. I started doing a open mic stand-up comedy at that time.
Wow.
So for like the last 2.5 years, I've been doing a lot of comedy things, and now I'm doing like bringer shows, and these occasionally get put on like a paying gig. But that's what I was doing the night that I ended up in front of the Belmont.
Well, your comedic timing is perfect, might I say.
Yeah, you got to credit the camera person and the editor for all that, because I wasn't really doing anything.
We do. We always give them credit because we know a well-edited show when we see one. So how long have you been in LA?
Since 1990, so 35 years. Over half a life.
I have to ask, when you then saw a camera crew and a bunch of people, I assume fighting, because that's what the scene was this a normal occurrence for you in LA, or?
Not normal. I mean, the fact that it was like 1:30 in the morning and there was a camera crew on the patio of a restaurant, you know, that and all the lights, you know, it drew me like a moth. I just, oh, there's lights. Let's go take a look, you know.
Were you with a group, or was it just you?
No, I was drunk.
Love.
Well, I'd been at the Comedy Store earlier that night in a little comedy contest that they have there, and the way the contest works is that they pull names out of a bucket, and every time you buy a drink, you can put another ticket into the bucket. So the more you drink, the better chance you have of getting on stage.
I love contests like that.
Yeah. So I'd had a few, and I was going down the street. La Cienega is a very steep street, and there's a diner called Norm's, which is a 1950s diner that's open 24 hours and cool, googie architecture. And so I was heading there for steak and eggs at 2 a.m. That was my goal. And then I just see the lights, and it's like, oh, well, let's see what's happening over there. I don't watch reality TV. I mean, because of the union job I had, I've been going to bed at 8 p.m. for the last 30 years and waking up at 4 a.m. So I haven't watched a lot of television this century. But, you know, I figured it was a reality show. I would look to see if I recognize anyone, but I wouldn't know, I wouldn't know Tom Sandoval if he bit my ass. So, I mean, I know the name. I mean, I watched the first episode of season 1 this week just to kind of catch up, but it was it's like, yeah, I'm not going to remember any of these people if I run into them. But
honestly, and Meredith can attest, I don't really either remember them. It takes me seasons to remember people's names. And even then, terrible. Okay, so you were walking to go get steak and eggs 2 a.m. You saw the camera crew. You really quick popped over. Did you see
I looked to see if I recognized any of the people. You know, there was it was, kind of a performative argument. You know, if the camera crews weren't there, I don't think it would be escalated that way. And, once I realized I wouldn't know any of those crew people, I started looking at the camera people because I have probably a better chance of knowing them.
Very true.
because been working at a studio for a while, but didn't recognize any of them, and I probably was only there for about a minute, and then I
Wow.
turned around,
Incredible.
crossed the street to go to Norm's, and then this little production assistant chases after me with a form. Could you please sign this? It's like, yeah, sure. It's like someone asking my autograph. So.
In the edit, and I know that reality TV is edited, it looked like you made longing eye contact with one of the cast members. I must know, did you make full eye contact?
No,
or was that just the camera?
The Marcus is on the far side of the camera, the table briefly, but it seemed to me the way they were lined up, it was kind of like the Last Supper. They're all on one side of the table,
Yeah.
and all looking in the same direction. I'm behind them, so they, none of them, I don't think, saw me. I mean, Marcus may have been on the other side of the table briefly, but I wouldn't have known it if even had.
You weren't making eye. You were just kind of scanning, I'm sure.
I was just scanning, and I mean, in the 3 seconds, my eyes moved just a little bit, from one thing to another, but that's about it.
So then, obviously, all this time passes, and the show is about to premiere. How did you find out you were on this episode?
My friend Suzanne is a super fan, and Suzanne's one of my best friends. I go over to her place every, like once a month. I go there for Thanksgiving. She has a stepdaughter. She and I go to movies and plays and things. So I'm very close with Suzanne, but she loves Vanderpump Rules. So I had completely forgotten about it. As 6 months had gone by, I'd forgotten about it. But so I was on a bus going to an open mic to do a little comedy thing, and then she sends me this little video clip, and it's just her and her family screaming at the TV when I came on. And what's really weird about this is that you mentioned that there's a little bit of editing. About 10 minutes later in the episode, there's a scene in Kim's apartment. Show the outside of the apartment. It's not going to be the real outside of the apartment because they don't want overzealous fans coming around,
Yeah.
So there's a shot that says Kim's apartment, West Hollywood. That's my friend Suzanne's condo.
No.
So that's the building she's in watching the episode. And it was like, so not only does she see me, one of her best friends, 10 minutes later, she sees the building that she's in, misidentified as a West Hollywood apartment.
That's like Black Mirror stuff. Like that would, I would be like, whoa. Like, especially being like a super fan, she's watched this many years. So then for it to be rebooted and to be like so connected to her would be so crazy of an experience.
Well, she lives in the Valley, so she sees a lot of the show The Valley. She sees
West Hollywood.
She also, I believe, knows a few people who work in the editing department of The Valley. I don't think she knows any Vanderpump Rules people, but I think she knows some of the Valley production people. So
amazing. We also love The Valley. So
very
exciting
small
stuff.
Small world, isn't it?
Have more people reached out to you and seen you on this episode?
Oh, I had at least 3 or 4 friends of mine who saw it when it aired, and then they started sending me messages, and then I posted a thing on like Facebook and Instagram, and got a lot of people responded to that.
Okay, and then you watched the episode, right? You saw
right. I watched the whole episode, and like based on your suggestions, I went and I tried to compare it to like the season 1, episode 1 cast. That kind of interchangeable, but the thing that I noticed is that in season 1, episode 1, when you look at the waiters' apartments, they're like cramped little apartments, like Sandoval's got a bicycle in his living room. Now it looks like interior design apartments, and so I don't know if they're actually shooting in their real places or not.
Very true. Just to give you a little tidbit, Sandoval used to not be able to use his microwave and his air conditioning at the same time, or else the lights would go out. So that was what they used to have, and now you're right, it does look like interior designing, of course.
And I completely understand the appeal of this show. I mean, when I was in my early 20s, I lived in Texas, and I was a waiter at several restaurants, and then there's a lot of shenanigans, lots of sexy shenanigans that happen in a restaurant setting.
So would you say it's an appropriate interpretation of the restaurant industry in the limited capacity you watched it?
No one allows you to drink, casual. The only time I ever got to drink at work was a New Year's Eve party that went out of hand. But I don't think that would be common, at least in Texas, and I can't imagine anywhere except television.
No, it's definitely a liability for sure. And I will say the original cast, who had 11 seasons, was notorious for drinking. So I think this new cast is like, well, they got to do it. Why don't we?
Right.
Yeah, they recasted the whole show. So this new cast we're still feeling out. The old cast that you saw, Meredith and I hold those people near and dear to our hearts.
Right.
Truly some of our favorites. It's nice to know, though, to the outside world, they do seem interchangeable because I have not been able to love this new cast.
Dog, you were the highlight of episode 1 of season 12 for Alicia.
Yeah,
like,
the only reason I kept watching.
For you, because I had to convince her to watch this season at all. And then, like, I got to keep her going. So without you, that would have been way more difficult.
See, what I now that I've been drawn into this, I'm starting to read the Reddit stuff. I've never been on Reddit before, and now there's like memes of me on Reddit.
Yes.
Maybe Bravo should have done was release 3 episodes like at once, so you could have
binged it a little bit,
got used to the cast.
Right. But that was a suggestion I saw. I thought, that may have hooked people a little, but that would have cut down my screen time a little since I'm.
That's so true. You had a bigger spotlight because there was just one episode and not much to love except for you.
Yes,
right.
I will say I laughed out loud at your cameo. I thought it was the funniest editing that's ever happened. It was absolute perfection.
Yeah, I had no idea that they would have zoomed in on me. I thought at best I would just be in the background.
No.
And then on this last Friday, I actually went to serve.
We would love to hear about your experience.
I've been waiting to hear about this.
Friday was interesting because one of the many jobs I've had in the entertainment industry, I was a movie extra like 30 years ago.
Amazing.
And the New Beverly Cinema was having a 2 p.m. screening of the movie Showgirls. Notorious NC. I'm an extra in all the nudie bar scenes of Showgirls.
Oh.
So I went to that screening wearing the same shirt I had worn 30 years earlier, and so I got all my props there for being an extra in a notorious movie. But I also brought my little denim jacket, my little denim cap, like I was wearing, and then it's not too far to SUR, so I just took a bus over to SUR.
Were you able to get in? Because we've heard it's crowded.
I had looked at the menu beforehand, and I realized that price-wise, dinner was out of the question. But they have a happy hour that's fairly affordable. So I figured, $14 margarita, fine, I could do that. But I didn't even know if anyone would. If any of the cast or people involved would be there, or if anyone would even recognize me. And also, I'm wearing denim, and I don't even know how fancy the place is, whether, I'll be kicked out. But I get there, and the second I step in, the 2 guys behind the host stand were like, "Oh my God," and they want to take pictures of me. And then they're like, "We got to send this to the group chat." And then
I'm so happy you got a warm reception.
Right. Well, then they set me down at the bar, and I get a
get a drink for free at least.
They comped all my drinks that night.
We love it.
You deserve that.
I paid for the goat cheese balls.
You got the goat cheese balls, and what did you think?
I also got a pumptini because I figured,
Yes.
It sounded like it would be so sweet, but I'm a kind of a cocktail guy, but I'm more of a, I like well-crafted old cocktails and cheeky cocktails as well, but it was actually pretty well balanced. It was better than that was fine. So I had I think 3 cocktails, and the Guillermo took a liking to me. What a handsome man he is. That is a handsome man.
He's a fan favorite, as you can imagine, amongst the women that watch.
Right. And but he was like, "Let's do a video that I can send to Lisa." And he just says, "Just stand all out on the sidewalk. Just stand on the sidewalk, looking like you look." And so he did this little thing, and
I saw that.
The video.
He added Rockwell, somebody's watching me as the song, and within a minute he had posted it online, and by the end of the night there was 6,000 views.
Incredible.
So that was fun, and but that was completely him doing that. So
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Guillermo visiting credits.
yeah, no, that was nice, but yeah, everyone treated me really well. And then Natalie and Demi showed up, so I got to spend a little time with them. Natalie, they couldn't have been nicer. They just treated me very, very nice. And I saw just today that there's going to be a viewing party at SUR, so I'm gonna.
Oh, are you gonna go?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I think why not?
Yes.
I was actually supposed to host an open mic tomorrow, but I'm trying to bow out of that right now. I think
perfect excuse. You have to go hang amongst the fans. Your fans.
I'm trying to take my 3 seconds of fame and extend.
Run with it.
Absolutely. No, the Bravo fandom is very large, very intense, very excited about things, and especially bits like this. We love something like this. So I said on our podcast episode for that first episode that they have these Bravo awards every year at BravoCon. They do a whole convention, and I was like, they need to do a cameo award, and you better win. They need to add that in there.
They might fly you out to Vegas to give you this award.
I know they do reunion shows at the end of the season.
They should bring you out onto the reunion.
Or can you imagine? There's a late night talk show called Watch What Happens Live, and Andy usually has a bartender behind the bar.
You could be the bartender.
You would be a great bartender.
You would.
That's in New York, right? They have to fly me out.
They would. I mean, Bravo has the money.
It's only up from here.
I'm just trying to be like the Lorax looking version of the Hot Tua girl.
Hey.
Try to take my little bit of fame and stretch it out for as long as I can.
As you should. And like Meredith said, we love a bit. So many people, when I talked about it with my friends, were like, the man with the mustache was the funniest part of the episode.
Thank you very much.
So you must run with this for as long as you can.
Why not? I'm retired. I got nothing better to do.
You might as well.
Perfect time. You mentioned that you had gone on Reddit and read some things. How has the public response been to it? Because we know your friends were excited.
The overall Reddit response to season 12 is not as strong, but they seem to like me pretty much. Mostly the comparisons are good. They think that I'm maybe somebody in disguise. That I am.
That's awesome.
I've seen Lala, an old cast member. I've seen Sandoval. People definitely think that you are
there's
someone
a
in
horrible
costume.
guy named Darcy that was on a Real Housewives thing, and I guess I look like. I'm told that he was a horrible guy, but I look like this guy named Darcy. I
think it's Darby. Michael Darby.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hopefully
whoever said that should be arrested.
He's a bad guy, right? That's what I understand.
He's known for grabbing other men's butts on TV.
I've never grabbed another man's butt on TV.
That's the main point. It's okay if you have, but not on TV.
Yeah, no, okay.
That would be crazy.
Also, one of the fan theories is I am the elusively camera shy Paulo.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Paulo is 54 years old and can bang hot young women. So I'm neither.
Don't sell yourself short.
I don't look like I'm 54. I don't look like I could bang a hot woman, and I don't look like someone named Paulo. So
hey, we have a photo of you hugging Natalie, though, so you're getting there.
Yeah, that was very sweet of her. She made a nice little video and posted that of the two of us when I was at SUR. So she's very, very nice.
Also, just to give you some credit, the worst part about those three things you said as to why you couldn't be Paulo is definitely the name. You don't look like a Paulo.
I don't look like a dog either, so I get that. So.
Okay, so how was meeting Natalie? Did you guys just kind of shoot
the
shit?
It kind of took me by surprise because I was there for maybe 30 minutes before I guess the 6 p.m. shift showed up or something. So I was just content just sitting at the bar and letting the wait staff and the bar staff come and talk to me, and that was fine in itself. Then all of a sudden she walks behind the bar and she sees me and her jaw drops, and then she races around and she hugs me, and it was very sweet. And
was she there for work?
Yeah, she was actually working a shift, and so was Demi.
That's what we want to see. That's one negative of by the end of Vanderpump Rules, the original cast, most of them did not work there, so it's nice to hear.
But they cosplayed working there.
Yeah.
They would go and scoop some ice, but we knew that they didn't actually work there, which was upsetting.
Right.
Do you think now that you were put on to the Bravo sphere, as we are called, are you going to maybe stick with watching the show, or are you kind of over it?
I will stick with this season because
Okay.
this is my season.
That's true.
But,
Absolutely.
but I don't think I'm going to be backtracking and seeing all the other episodes or the Scandival stuff. I mean, I know of that until I went to Sir on Friday. The only restaurant in that, I've been to Jack's once because
You went to Jack's Studio City? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been there once.
Can you tell us about that?
There's a chain of bars, real rowdy bars in LA called Rocco's. There's one in West Hollywood. There's one in Studio City. There's one in Santa Monica. Well, I've been there. I've been to Rocco's once. It was whatever. Jack's is actually the patio of Rocco's. They actually use the same kitchen.
Okay.
So if you order food at Jack's, they have to walk into Rocco's to make it. So
Gotcha.
I have some friends who went to Nebraska, University of Nebraska, and apparently Jack's is a University of Nebraska football watching head bar. Yeah. So
interesting.
Just joined some friends to watch a game once, but I that was the only reason I was there for that.
Usually they do karaoke, so I was also wondering if you ever partook in that at Jax's, but
no.
It sounds like it was just Nebraska football.
The bar has since closed because that guy is not good.
Right.
Yeah. As you saw from episode 1, I'm sure you could you could
so
infer. Okay, so you're going to stick with it, especially because you met a lot of this cast.
Everyone has treated me so nice, so, might as well hang with this group,
Yeah.
Yeah, I now have time to watch, these shows. So.
And I think you need to keep going until you meet the head honcho, Lisa.
That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta get a pic with Lisa.
So maybe they can work me into a storyline. Maybe she and her husband can form a throuple or something. No.
Oh, whoa! Don't
her,
tempt those producers.
One thing we've noticed is her husband has not been on this season yet, which he normally is. So you could step in.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Lisa's stand-in
put
husband.
Put a big wig on me. I'll just be like the substitute.
Yeah, they sometimes have DJs come in. You should try to work and see if you can get a stand-up comedy at Sir.
I don't DJ though. That would
no, but they have DJs. They have guests come in, so you could do your comedy potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what people love when they go to a nice restaurant to hear someone tell dick jokes.
This restaurant is mainly for the Vanderpump Rules fan base at this point,
yeah.
So trust me, I think they would come.
Meredith and I do not live in LA.
Right.
We have visited, but not to obviously the extent of visiting all of Lisa's restaurants and everything. But we've heard through social media that Sir is not doing as well as it has in the past, which is why we also think they're reviving the show with a new cast to try and get it going. So maybe you could do a little comedy residency in Sir and bring back the numbers out on their little back patio. That looked really empty in one of the episodes. So I just think you need to ride this as long as possible. Meet Lisa.
Yeah. I mean, apparently she does know about me, so that's what Guillermo said. So.
Of course she does.
It's still kind of a little overwhelming to think that anyone knows me. I usually just stay home and tell my jokes to my cat.
Does it feel weird that you're recognized now and you
I
don't have this anonymity anymore?
Because of the stand-up stuff, I'm actually getting more recognized on the street the last couple of years.
Okay.
One time I was outside a 7-Eleven and these two guys hey, were you at the mic at the Pow House 2 weeks ago? But I think they wanted me to buy them beers. I think was the only reason they recognized me.
They were underage.
But the weirdest one, about a year or so ago, I did a nude life drawing modeling, at an art gallery.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks later, one of the artists recognized me on the street. So that was strange because I was wearing clothes. That was
probably weirder than this. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little strange. But
they just did on a Housewives episode in Beverly Hills, they had nude models come in and they painted them. You could get another cameo on another Bravo.
That's true. Your cameos can be endless at this rate.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could be like the Where's Waldo of Bravo, where they plug in every show.
The Forrest Gump of Bravo television.
We would love it. Absolutely. This has been amazing.
Thank you very much.
We always, though, end whenever we have guests or other people on the podcast Meredith and I love pop culture. We love inhaling as much content as we possibly can. We promise we have lives sometimes, but
Okay.
that's kind of our thing. And we like to ask our guests, are you reading, watching, or listening to anything fun that you'd like to recommend or talk about?
Oh, let's see. What have I been? I just was rereading A Cast of Killers. That's a book about one of Hollywood's first murders and how it
Wow.
was kind of solved like 50 years after the fact by a retired film director, T.
That sounds
Viter.
fascinating.
Yeah,
We
they
love
made it
murder too.
yeah,
So
Not
was made-
murdering, just murder.
right.
Learning
Well,
about
Cast of
murder.
Killers was made into a bad TV movie about 20 years ago. I think it's a pretty fascinating thing. I live close to Hollywood Forever Cemetery, so I routinely, when I have friends in town, give them like little tours and point out where all the celebrity bodies are buried.
Oh, cool.
Oh, incredible. If we come to LA, that is what we
I
would
want
like to
that
do.
Absolutely. They just they have a new bust for Burt Reynolds, and it is the ugliest, unrecognizable bust. He would be so upset, I think. But
A new business idea. A new
yeah,
bus for
yeah.
Burt Reynolds. Okay, reading. Are you watching anything
What am I
besides
watching?
Vanderpump?
I'm trying to watch a lot of stand-up comedy shows. Trying to get better at what I'm doing.
Do you have a favorite comedian?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, I'm just trying to get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed though, there's a lot of the younger women comedians. They make all these mean jokes about having sex with old men. They'll talk about having a boyfriend who's like 10 years older than they are, or 15 years older than they are, and they make these really mean jokes about having sex with these older men. So if there are like any women comics who watch your podcast, I would, and that's the kind of humor that they talk about. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't have that kind of experience. So
You think they're
I would
lying?
like to volunteer my services.
We will let them know.
A cameo in their life to show them.
You need material and I need some loving. Let's get it
There
on.
we go.
Match made in heaven, dog. We'll find. We'll help wherever we can. We'll let you know if anybody reaches out.
We do have a lot of women who listen. I don't know about comedians, but they might know some people, and it'll pass along, I'm sure.
All right.
There have been women who have been featured on a Bravo reality star who then have taken up comedy. So that could be a good pipeline too. Now that you're in this universe.
I've been running into a lot of. I have such bad memory at my age now. I meet people. I meet comics. We have a really good conversation, and then the next week, I don't know who you are. And
you got to follow them on Instagram immediately because then you can try to find their photo.
Right. But I mean, there's been this poor guy named Graham that I meet at a bar every single week, and he always has to reintroduce. I'm.
But now you know.
Yeah.
You got Graham
That's okay.
down.
Alicia can't tell if there's two blonde people alike on any show we watch. So.
Blonde women look the same to me.
It's not an age thing.
I get that.
So then are you listening to anything?
No, podcasts are also something I don't really follow. So
any music you love? Music's on the table too.
I mean, yeah, I still listen to, I'm from Texas, so these, country, alternative country punk bands from like the 70s and 80s, 90s, still listen to. I mean, I listen to some newer stuff, but had I thought about it, I would have got my pop culture notes here.
We like it off the cuff because we want you to be honest about what you're reading, watching, and listening. I have to ask though, what part of Texas are you from?
I'm a 6th generation Texan, raised in Houston, but I lived in Austin, Dallas, and I worked 2 months in San Antonio on a made-for-TV movie.
Wow.
Oh, it was called My Two Loves. It was 1986, and it was Mariette Hartley was the star, and she plays a widow who is torn between the affections of her husband's best friend, played by Barry Newman, and her evil lesbian boss, played by Lynn Redgrave.
Whoa!
Of course the lesbian was evil back then.
Well, and it featured a woman-to-woman kiss on the forehead that was so shocking for 1986 that it was actually banned on some of the southern ABC affiliates.
Oh, no.
I love to hear that. That is so
awesome. I'm going to go watch that now.
If you can find it. My Two Loves is... I haven't seen it since it came out, but
Meredith is really strangely good at finding things on the internet that are not anywhere else.
Right.
I'll lock that down. We might have to watch it and do a whole review on it.
Oh, let me show you this. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. I'm thinking I might make this into my headshot.
No, incredible. You
love
must. Out loud laughed. I wonder if I still have it. The day I watched it, maybe I deleted it, but I took a picture of you and sent it to one of my friends and was like, I'm dying. I have to continue the show just to see if this man pops up again.
Oh, that's sweet.
Absolutely incredible. It might have been the editing, but your face, it was the perfect moment in that fight to make it funny. Because I'm sure, reality TV, sometimes the fights, you're like, we don't care about this. So you need a little laugh in the middle. And that was perfect.
And there was like all sorts of like quick cutting, like cut. And then there's like this 3-second uninterrupted cut of a bystander, and it feels like it's 3 minutes. It just,
they knew we needed it. Yeah, that's the thing, is we didn't know how long you were there. Like, we know it's highly edited, so it's like, was that your entire time, or was that like were you listening boots on the ground for a while? And no shame,
I don't think it was.
You weren't,
I mean,
but I would have been.
In that moment, he was fully just scanning to see if he knew anyone, and then going to get my steak and egg.
Completely respect that.
Well, thank you so much for having me, I guess.
Thank you so much for being a part of this. I think your life is about to kind of change in the Bravo sphere, so you're welcome back anytime to tell us about it. We are so interested always.
Well, Alicia and Meredith, it's been a blast. Thank you for letting me have something to do this afternoon. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us.
Anytime. What an interview, Meredith.
I think I fell harder for this man.
No, I'm obsessed with him.
Everything to me.
We need to save him. As a Bravo sphere, we need to agree that this man gets to go to BravoCon. He gets to be one of the naked models in Beverly Hills.
I want him a Watch What Happens Live bartender.
Put his comedy special on Peacock. Like, what are we doing?
To the moon. That's all I know. I want him a cameo on season 2 or nothing. Lisa Vanderpump, I'm calling for you to get my man Doug Davis on season 2.
I mean, season 13.
Well, yeah. Season 2 of the reboot.
We'll see if it works. But I think this man could save the reboot.
Agreed. Single-handedly could save this fandom.
He should start like hosting watch parties. Like it's his thing. He should hire us as his managers. We've always said we have a real good idea of what the Bravo fans want. It doesn't matter. He can call us. He has our information.
We are best friends now, and when we go to LA, we are obviously going to any restaurant that's still open, but we are going on that headstone tour with Dog. Like, I love it. I'm so excited.
Incredible. Well, thank you for this man, because he has made this show more enjoyable for me. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.